Back to the charts with Big Boss Crypto, bringing another day trading analysis and market update. Today we have the Fomc meeting, which will take place in a couple of hours. Bitcoin has been moving sideways for the last couple of days. What is up? Well, let's take a look at what we can expect from the Fomc and what has happened historically when we had these types of news events. Let's find out. So first of all, let's take a look at the chart and see how we're trading and where the nearest volume candles are. We did mark a zone off in the previous day trading updates at 20.2 to 20.167k. We do have a lot of volume candles to the downside as well. We have them at 19.9 all the way down to 19.2k. Because here is where the market maker marked off price on 25th October and move aggressively to the upside. We see somewhat of a double top formation as well, but Bitcoin hasn't moved aggressively to the downside yet. What does this mean? Well, it means that they are preparing for something to happen. We also want to take a look at what's to the upside. We do have a volume candle which hasn't been recovered at 21.8 all the way up to 22.5. A big volume candle that hasn't been recovered yet, but there is a long way to the upside to get there. Also, you do want to take a look at how much time we have spent above 20.5k and below 20.5k, because price has been moving up and down from 20 to 21k. And you do want to see where the market maker has been spending most time, above 20.5 or below it. So you do want to look at the volume candles in this zone above and below 20.5k, because that indicates if he's been preparing for going short, because he will build them at the highest point, or if he's been spending more time to the downside below 20.5k to build longs before price moves to the upside on the Fomc meeting. And to me it looks like we spent more time above 20.5, which indicates that the market maker has been building shorts. But you can count the candles for yourself. You do want to use your own time frame when you trade this. If you're gonna trade the event, I don't recommend you trading the event, because we might get a candle that looks something like this on the 50-minute time frame. If we are here, if it starts at 20.5 during the Fomc meeting, it will spike up and then down and then up again maybe and then down. Because we're gonna take a look at historically how we've been trading during these Fomc events. Let's take a close look. So this was how the Bitcoin chart looked last time we had the Fomc meeting, which was in, let's check it out together, it was on the 21st of September. And this was how the chart looked like on Bitcoin. On the 5-minute chart, spike up and then big spike down and then big spike up again and then going down again. So I don't recommend you guys trading this event, because we will see something similar today, because price has been moving sideways for the last couple of days or even a week. That indicates that a lot of money is prepared to move price aggressively, both to the upside and to the downside. So you could see a 1k candle to the upside and to the downside in a short period of time. So wait until 2 hours after the Fomc, which is somewhere here. That's when you see a general trend and you don't get a lot of spikes. So that's my recommendation for you. You do however you want. None of this is financial advice. So today we had a news event already. It was the ADP non-farm employment change, and that describes how many of people have been getting employed since the last month, on October 5th. And it came out higher than expected. They expected 178k, but we got 239k. And as stated here, actual greater than forecast is good for currency, not cryptocurrency, but for the dollar. That's the general consensus from this news event, and that will indicate that inflation still hasn't topped, because people are getting more and more employed. They will get salaries, and they will then spend these salaries on buying food, blah blah blah, etc., while the supply is still low since COVID and the war. So that will increase the inflation even more. And we're gonna take a look at how much the Fed will higher the rates, basically, because we expect them to higher 0.75 basis points up to 4%. It is currently at 3.25, so 75 basis points is expected. People have been talking about a pivot, that the Fed might higher it by 0.5. I'm not so sure about it, because the news has been favorable for inflation, because people are getting more employed and there's more jobs open in the market. So inflation hasn't stopped yet, and the Fed needs to do something about it, because we're gonna get hyperinflation if they pivot. So 0.5 might not be as bullish as you think in the long term, because the market is gonna absorb this information and remove all of their liquidity from the charts and put it into dollars, because dollar is king at the moment. But the most important stuff today is the FOMC press conference. The federal funds rate will probably come in at 75 basis points, but it's more important what Jerome Powell will say on the press conference, because they're talking about what will happen in December when the next conference is, and they are going to talk about if they're going to be more hawkish, i.e. increase the rates even higher, or if they're going to be dovish and pivot and put less pressure on the funds rate, basically. That's what they're going to discuss on the press conference. That's more expected by Jerome Powell, and that will dictate the price and the price movement on Bitcoin as well. Moving on to the liquidation map, we can see that a lot of longs might get liquidated during this event. There's not much liquidity to the upside, basically none if you look at the chart right now, but there is a lot of longs that will get liquidated at especially this zone, 19.376. So that's potentially a target. You do want to wait until the FOMC statement has been made, and wait a couple of hours after the FOMC press conference to see where the trend is, because they might move price all the way up to, 23 is maybe a long shot, but 22k, it's for sure possible that they move price during this event and then rip it back down to 19k in a couple of hours. So you do want to wait until the statement has been done. That's it for today, folks. I'm not gonna go through with all coins, because it doesn't matter. Everyone is waiting for the FOMC statement, and you do want to wait for it as well before you can make sense of what will happen in the long term or in the next couple of days. That's it for today. Stay strong, stay safe, and trade well. See you soon. Big Boss out.